Good morning, everybody. I'd like to welcome you to Pulaski County Fiscal Court. This is because of COVID-19, we are again closed to the public, but we're live on Facebook. If you have any questions or comments as we go, if you want to text those, we'll try to address that if we can. As is customary, we'd like to open with the Pledge of Allegiance. This morning, I've asked Alicia if she'd be so kind to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. If you all stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Alicia. We'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. The first item on the agenda will be approval of the minutes from our previous meeting. You all received a copy of those. Any additions or deletions, or what would be your pleasure?
Motion. Second.
We have a motion by Wilden, a second by Wilson. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda then will be old business, and we received bids for our fuel system upgrades a couple meetings ago, and the committee's had that. And Dan, I think you're going to report your findings with the fuel bid, please.
Yes, we have accepted two bids the last court meeting, and we've been under review. And one is a total replacement of fuel pumps and all, which is not needed. And the other one is just the software connection of the two systems. That way it operates and we'd have a better tracking in the finance office, and that's for $8,700. So we recommend that you accept Southern Petroleum's bid.
Motion.
Second. Motion by Ranshaw and a second by Strunk to accept the bid from Southern Petroleum. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Judge, I know there's nothing else on the agenda under old business, but I do have a matter, if I may.
You certainly may.
A month or so ago, 2 or 3 court meetings back, I talked to the court about a little piece of property off 914 that Steve Merrick had approached the court about getting a deed for. And I know, Judge, you went and looked at it. Dan and I went and looked at it and met everybody down there that needed to be there. And initially I had said that there needed to be an appraisal done on it. The law's changed and the court can get rid of it that way if it's under $5,000. Well, what it really turned out to be was an old road bed that when 914 had been built, then it did away with this old road bed. And as you all know, roads revert back to the original property if they're ever done away with. So really, you go down there and look, and you don't even know there was anything there. It's just where two property owners' lines now meet. So the court had already done a quitclaim deed years ago, before I ever took office, to the other property owner. And of course, the quitclaim deed is basically if we own any part of it, we're giving it to you. So what I have now is just a proposed quitclaim deed to Steve Merrick, and then he and that adjoining property owner can decide what part of that road was on whose property. But this isn't a situation that would require the bid or the appraisal like I'd previously thought that it would. So what I have here is a deed, quitclaim deed for Judge Kelly to sign with your all's permission, deeding whatever interest, if any, you have in that old road bed to Steve Merrick. Or no, it wasn't to Steve, I think it's his mother, Nancy Merrick.
We just need permission then for me to execute that.
Yeah.
Motion to give Steve permission to sign.
Second.
Motion by Strunk and a second by Wielden. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you, Martin. Okay. Have, next item, there'll be new business. Have nothing listed, but I do have, 4 things I'd like to bring to the court. I have a couple of board appointments, and then we have a special payment that's been requested. So first, I'd like to, Claude Acton has been on the Woodstock Board for several years, and his term ends in December of 2020. And I'd like to ask the court that we reappoint Mr. Acton to a 4-year term at the Woodstock Community Center Board.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion by Strunk and a second by Wilson. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. And then next, January 21st, we'll end the term for Ron Pfaff. He's our appointment to, one of our appointments to SPEDA. He's moved to Lexington and is no longer interested in serving on that board. And I've got a candidate I'd like to propose to you, and I'll read a short biography. This is for Tina Ham. Tina Ham is both the CFO and National Certified Counselor at Phoenix Preferred Care, which has provided behavioral health services to Pulaski County's children for more than 20 years. In addition to teaching clinicians and consulting for programs across the state, Tina oversees more than 40 employees who provide services to nearly 1,100 children annually at home, school, and in the community via telehealth. Tina is a past president of Somerset Pulaski Morning Rotary and continues to be an active member. She has her master's degree from Western Kentucky University and her Bachelor of Science degree from Eastern Kentucky University. Along with husband Mark, she is a lifelong resident of Pulaski County. She has 2 daughters, Zoe and Lily, who are pursuing their post-secondary education. So if it pleases the court, I'd like to appoint Tina Ham to a 4-year term at the SPEDA Board to represent Pulaski County.
Motion.
Second.
A motion by Strunk, a second by Wilson. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item was given to me actually before the last court meeting, which we ended up having to cancel. But we have a bill for a bond payment from our airport, and I think Joan's got a copy of that bill. Few issues about that, you know, that our name is on the bond payment, so we are ultimately responsible for this bond payment. However, the airport has an agreement with us on their health insurance that they've not met, and so we've got to decide how to move forward with paying this bond payment, but also holding them accountable for the agreement that they have made with us regarding their health insurance. So, Joan, you want to talk about the bill and the amount?
Excuse me. This is the hangar bond for the airport. The principal payment and interest are due in the amount of $40,041.25. As the judge mentioned, they do have an agreement. We provide. They do go through Pulaski Fiscal Court for their health insurance, but they are required to reimburse us for the portion of the insurance that we pay and any employee extras that they might want, such as dental, vision, et cetera. At this time, they are in arrears on that to the tune of a little over $70,000. So if we pay this bond, I will also send them a letter stating the fact that they do need to become current on their health insurance. And with your permission, I would assume that it would be prudent to let them know that if we do not get payment on this, that we will have no choice but to terminate their insurance.
question, how long has this been going on the health insurance?
A while,
Like a year or?
yes,
So I'm kind of a little disappointed on hearing that because we increased the budget last year
correct,
and they never took care of their obligation.
correct.
And now, I mean, I've had a discussion with them over this bond issue that, you know, it's a liability to us on the physical court, of course. So it's gonna have to be paid.
Absolutely.
But I'm kind of wondering what's going on to where is the rent in the hangars not covering the bond payment? Or what, you know, what financial situation are they in to where they can't meet their obligations? And I would like them to come in front of this court and explain that.
I agree with you, Mark, because I don't see their financials either. We do, as they are a component unit of Pulaski County Fiscal Court, they are required to submit a copy of their audit, which they were also behind on, which did hold up our last audit for that reason. And so they are current with their audit as of now, but that doesn't necessarily show day-to-day operations and everything else that we would need to get a good picture of their current financial situation or the day-to-day and to know their obligations in and out on a day-to-day basis or on a weekly, whatever, monthly.
No, I mean, I think the airport serves a purpose for economic development.
It does.
And it's something we need, but we need to make sure it's running smoothly and find out why it's not being able to be taken care of.
Right, and I
Financially, and
understand.
they have to come back to the court and ask for money and not pay their bills either.
I understand that due to the pandemic, that they have not been able to have meetings as they're used to. But that doesn't negate their need to have monthly financial statements prepared and ready for, they are a public organization. Anyone who goes in and asks should be able to have the current financial situation at any given time.
I understand the fact that we increased our budget last year.
We
And then
did.
we had to cut back this year because
We
of
had to
the
cut
virus.
everyone back this year.
And we still have an ongoing budget issue in
We
the
do.
county, trying to keep our budget
Yes, we do.
in par to where we need to be. And so, I mean, we need to rein in some and make sure we're spending our money in the right areas. And to have a $40,000 bill thrown into our budget
I agree.
is something that just needs to be looked into.
I agree.
Why?
And that's why, due to the current situation, that's why their insurance was allowed to ride. But when they come up with owing us in excess of $70,000, but still needing 40, it is an issue.
And they did receive a $30,000 care payment this year.
I
too.
was not
So
aware
to
of that
help with
until
that-
you,
To help with that
until you let me
situation.
know
So-
that, yes.
So I'd just like to see what's going on.
Yes, I would too.
And so obviously, we need to have some deep discussions with the airport.
Steve, do you
and the
know,
airport
here's one
board.
question I have, and I'll find this out before I send it. Times before when we've had to make their bond payment, because this isn't the first time, they have paid the bond and then we paid them. And that, I don't know, do you know if they have currently paid it or if they have just allowed it to be in arrears at this time?
To my knowledge, they have not paid it yet.
Okay,
Knowledge they haven't either.
okay.
And-
I'll
and-
find out
Needs to
because I
be
didn't.
paid because it's.
Right, and I didn't,
unheard of.
well, I wasn't sure when I do, if you vote to pay the bond, I didn't know if I needed to pay the bank or if I needed to pay the
You need to
airport.
pay the bond.
Yes, sir, I can do that.
So the other thing is if they didn't pay it, that means we're in default and that can very seriously hurt our credit rating in the county.
Oh,
Our
absolutely,
Ability to
yes.
borrow more money if we need it.
The pandemic's
Yeah.
kind of shot us anyway, so.
So I guess, we'll try to have them present financials to us and give an account of how they are, functioning right now and how they're spending their money, but today, I think we do need to, probably go ahead and pay this obligation. I
Make
need
a motion that we pay the bond.
I'll second.
Motion by Strunk and a second by Ranshaw. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Yeah, but make sure you pay the bond, not them.
I can assure you, I will probably, what I will do, since they are currently in arrears on it, I will contact their bank, our bank, and I will do a wire transfer on this.
Good deal.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thank you.
And then the final item I have under new business is, as you know, the next regularly scheduled court meeting would be December 22nd. And I guess historically, Pulaski Fiscal Court has canceled the second court meeting in December. So I've been asked to do that again, if you all would agree with that.
Motion is second.
We have a motion by Strunk and a second by Wilden to cancel the December 22nd court meeting. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries to the next fiscal court meeting, then will be the second Tuesday in January, correct? All right, moving on then, we'll go to our department reports. In our road department, we have a road work request in front of you, and there are, I think, 4 speed limit changes that need to be voted on. In the 4th district, you have Jack Baker Road. I can set the speed limit at 15 miles per hour.
Motion?
Second.
We have a motion by Wilden, second by Ranshaw. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Next then, I guess also in the 4th, it's down behind Arby's and Eubank Pizza and that commercial area back there. There's Jack's Lane, Allen's Way, and Larry's Lane. Would like to set those speed limits at 15 miles an hour as well. So I'd entertain a motion for Jack's Lane.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Ranshaw, second by Strunk. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Next would be in the same general area, Allen's Way.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Ranshaw, second by Wilden. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any in favor?
Oh, yeah.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, next, finally, then will be Larry's Lane. Set that at 15 miles an hour speed limit.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Ranshaw, second by Wilson. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. And then we can approve the rest of the road work request in front of you as a whole, if you'd like.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Wilson, second by Wilden. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item there then would be a request to purchase 3,000 tons of rock.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Wilson, second by Wilden. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Next then, we've got Aaron Ross here to speak about personnel at 911. I'm sorry, what was?
3,000 or 1?
I think
It's 3,000 ton of rock.
2 bullet points.
Looking at something different.
Don't worry, you're fine, you're fine.
Okay.
It's a joke.
I've got a different sheet, looks like. I don't know. All right. Aaron Ross, please.
Good morning. We did interviews for a full-time position, and I'd like to recommend Kelly Mobley for a full-time position as a dispatcher at 911. And in doing the interviews, we've also found a suitable part-time candidate, which is Sawyer Beeler for a part-time position at 911 on an as-needed basis.
What was the last name of the second?
Sawyer Beeler.
We take those together, or does that need to be separate, Martin?
Well, you better do them separately since they're part-time, full-time.
We have a motion then to accept Kelly Moberly for full-time dispatch.
Second.
Motion by Wilden, second by Ranshaw. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, and then next would be Sawyer Beeler to a part-time position at 911.
Motion. Second.
By Ranshaw and second by Wilson. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay,
Thank you.
motion carries. Thank you. Next then would be Danny Maston, our solid waste.
We have a couple of part-time employees that we interviewed to take the place of a full-time individual who's accepted another job. Both of these individuals have been with us for a couple of years. Cameron Smith and Jordan Bells. The 109 board is recommending hiring them full-time, and they will cover their salaries. 109 board will.
The last name is Bales.
Bells, B-A-L-E-S.
Motion. Second. We gotta do them separately.
Separately on these two? Yeah, these are both same positions. So we have a motion to accept Cameron Smith and Jordan Bales into full-time ranks.
Mhm.
By Wilden, and a second by Ranshaw. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Also, we have Cameron Ellington, I'm sorry, who is a full-time skilled laborer. He just obtained his CDL, so I'd like to promote him to truck driver or CDL.
Motion to promote Cam Ellington to CDL driver.
Motion.
Second. Motion by Ranshaw and a second by Strunk. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
And while I'm here, I'd like to take a second to talk about our compost facility that we're getting ready to get up and going. It is in the process. We received the grant for $25,000 this year. We'll start the process to apply for more money for next year. I think this will be a really great thing for the community. I've heard a lot of good things from some individuals who want to get involved and purchase a permit. Want to talk a little bit about that. Met with Martin last week. We'll have a permit for local businesses, landscapers, tree trimmers that will be able to purchase a permit from the county. They'll be able to take their material over to this site and drop it off. So we'll get you guys a copy of that permit to look at. That'll another revenue source that'll help this facility continue to grow and continue to make our overall program one of the best in the state. It's also going to provide opportunity for the local landowners, homeowners in the county. When they do some tree trimmings, there'll be one day a month where they'll be able to come and drop their stuff off for free. It's really going to be a really great program, I think, for the county overall.
Yeah, it's something we've been working on for a few years to try to get this up and going. Just put a perspective, put you on the spot here. Any idea ballpark of how many counties in the Commonwealth of Kentucky have a program such as this?
As far as counties, like Fiscal Court, I would say it's limited to about 5 or 6. Each year there's about 12 facilities that are awarded grants, but that's UK and Western and some cities. So as far as counties, Franklin County I know is one of the bigger, one of the best ones in the state. Glasgow, as far as city, has a nice one. Boyle County's trying to get started up with us as well. So we're one of the few that's got the grant last year. So. And the money's out there. The state will continue to fund these, and they're super excited to work with us. They told us last year they wanted us to keep applying because the money's there, and they want to get this up and going with us.
Is this a joint operation between city, county, and is any city resident allowed to?
Yeah, it's a whole county, whole cities. Martin and I talked about getting each city involved, Eubank, Burnside, Ferguson, City of Somerset. Everybody's going to be able to utilize this facility, and the cities will be able to as well whenever they do any kind of cleanups. Any storm debris damage that we have, there's ice storms, tornadoes, windstorms, this is going to be a great asset for us to be able to have this site to take all this to. It'll make cleanup a whole lot easier if we do have a natural disaster.
What are we doing with material that's dropped off?
The material, well, the money for the grant was given to mulch the material, and then we'll have a big mulch pile out there, and we'll continue to work it, and then we'll be able to utilize the mulch at county parks and give backs if it comes to that. We're still working that angle, what we're going to do with it, but you know, it's going to end up helping the county with mulch and stuff too in the end. Thank you.
Thank you, Danny. All right, next then, we're back to Joan for our treasurer's report here.
I did, to go back to the airport issue that we were discussing, I just want to make something clear, or clarify something with you guys. The part of that $40,000 that we will be paying on their bond, should that come from future quarterly payments that they are in, that they are in the budget for, or no?
I would assume that until we have answers about our questions about their financials, that yes, that should be
Offset.
taken from that, offset that, yes.
Okay, thank you. That's, I just needed
That
to
the
know.
court in agreement with that?
Yep. Even though the budget doesn't equal.
Oh, correct. Yes, it
Yeah,
still won't
We're not
cover.
gonna recoup the whole,
It will not, no.
we're not.
No.
Because we've already paid on some.
About half. No, not even half. No, not even half, a fourth, a quarter of it.
So, still like to hear, I'd still like them to come into the court and explain their
agree.
financial situation.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to invite them into court anytime soon, but we can certainly have a report given and presented to the court.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right.
The first item I would have on would be the bill list for the month of December.
Received a copy of your bill list. What would be your pleasure there?
Motion.
Second. Motion by Ranshaw and second by Strunk. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
The next item would be the quarterly statement for July 1 through September 30th of 2020, first quarter.
Motion. Second.
A motion by Wheeldon, a second by Wilson to accept the financial statement. Any further discussion?
Yeah, how are we doing about our revenue keeping up with our expenses?
For the most part, right now, we're still good. We're coming in as was predicted. Just not, so far, we haven't gone under what we were predicting, but we did budget low this year due to knowing the financial straits that the whole nation was in.
And we still got, it's still ongoing, so.
It's still
people-
ongoing, so,
People are getting laid off and
yes.
at a higher rate again. I think I just read in the newspaper our unemployment rate was back up.
I do expect this next quarter in our occupational tax to take a hit, because I think this is when we're really gonna see it, because it'll be for this previous quarter, but all I can do is cross my fingers and hope.
All we can do.
Yep.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I also have the bank reconciliation for the month of November.
Motion.
Second. Motion by Wilson, second by Strunk. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I also have the second reading of the budget amendment. Of course, this was done, it started out back in October, and then if you recall, I kind of got down with COVID and we missed a court meeting, so we're getting it done now, so.
It has been advertised.
It has been advertised, it has been approved by the state local finance officer.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Strunk and second by Wilson. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I do have one item I would like to add, and that is, and due to the fact that this is a regularly scheduled court meeting, not a special, I can add this if you all so choose. But it would be a fund transfer from the grant fund to the road fund in the amount of $500,000.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Strunk and second by Wilson. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I think that's all I have, gentlemen. Thank you, and have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Well, if there's nothing else, I want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. But Martin also wants to make another statement.
If I may, take a few moments of your time. As you all know, I've got a wonderful staff. I'd put them up against anybody in the Commonwealth. And well, there's a whole lot of things that make them great, but one of the things that make them great is that they look for ways for our office to serve this community outside of what our normal duties are. So one of the things that we're doing this holiday season, as you all know, we've talked about it here in these court meetings, our community and other places everywhere is hurting because of this pandemic. And there's one particular segment of our community that we chose to try to help, and that's the servers. These restaurants have been shut down. They've been having to do pickup and curbside, and the servers and folks that work in there aren't getting tips now because of that. So we wanted to try to help that segment of our community. And Commercial Printing partnered with us, Willie Dick, and on doing this, and he came up with these, we're calling it Support a Server. So these little cards, as you can see, they look like something that a server would take an order on. And we distributed almost 300 of these to all restaurants in our community who employ servers last week, almost 300 of them. And so we're asking for the community to get involved in this project with us. And this card, the restaurant will give a card to each server they have, and they'll put their name on it. And we put 1, 2, and 3 down here, and we asked the server to put on this card where they could most use a gift card from. And then tomorrow we'll go back and retrieve all these cards. And members of the community can pick one or however many of these cards up at our office starting day after tomorrow, starting December, 10th? Is that what the day after tomorrow is? Yeah. Starting day after tomorrow, they can pick these cards up at our office. We're asking that, and it says here on the card, gift cards only, a minimum donation of $25. So if someone wants to support a server, they can come by our office, pick up one of these cards, go out and buy a gift card, and then return that to our office, and we will get those distributed back to the restaurants our target date's December 21st to get them back to the restaurants, so then they can give them to their servers. So we hope that the community will support this project, and again, that's a segment of our community that's really been affected adversely by this pandemic. And so we want to try to help, and commercial printing wanted to try to help. So Willie printed all these for free, and all the restaurants that we approached were enthusiastic about helping their servers. So we hope the community will get involved and help us support a server.
It's awesome.
Thank you, Martin.
Thank you, Martin.
We just drop off gift cards, Steve? Without picking up a card, can we just drop off a gift card to you?
Yeah, wait till after.
Well, yes.
We'll just put it with a card. We'll have all the cards back. We'll just stick with the card, yeah.
Did you need?
Yeah, I want to give a public shout out to New Hope Church in Ferguson. They have filled a void that we didn't have this year. In the past, they've done an emergency warming shelter, and we didn't have one set up for this year, and they've stepped up and offered up their church as an emergency warming shelter. And I want to give a shout out to all the volunteers that are graciously volunteering to stay from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. on any night that the temperature falls below 32, to have a space available for anybody that needs some extra warmth, whether it be the homeless, whether it be, people that's got relatives in the hospital that came to be close to them, that needs a space to stay, whether it's just if you don't have enough heat in your home or anything like that, and need just a warm place to stay. They're opening up their location. Appreciate all the volunteers that's already donated food. As far as clothing and all that, that's already arranged through other organizations. Everybody's stepping up again this year, and I really do appreciate it, because it is a big thing for me to make sure that if somebody needs a warm place to stay for a night, they'll have one. So I appreciate New Life Church and all the volunteers.
Thank you. I've got one more item. Dan has reminded me, if it's okay, y'all bear with me here. We received an email, and this is related to our fire truck that we purchased for the city of Somerset to use. And the interlocal agreement we had there was they could use, we provided they could use that to help cover our part of our territory. Didn't anticipate they were going to have a wreck with it, and so there was a discussion between the insurances, and at the end of the day, the Pulaski County Insurance was held responsible for the fire truck and expenses. So we ended up getting an insurance check for the fire truck, and I think the amount of $89,000 roughly. But whereas the fire commission, I guess, voted to give that to the city of Somerset, now they have to replace that truck, and they have requested that they get that insurance payment to put towards their new truck. So I told them I would bring that to the court, and I'd forgotten that it needed to be this week until Dan reminded me.
So they're buying a new truck, and they'll be titled in city of Somerset and will fall underneath their insurance,
It will be titled the city of Somerset, and it'll be under their insurance now.
But you can still have it in your name and just make the county the lost payee and carry the insurance on it, make the county the lost payee. In the event there was another accident, then you'd still retain title of the insurance. But either way, that would.
Well, I'm talking about on the new fire truck that they're purchasing. There's no reason for the county to assume the insurance on it if it's in the city's name.
What I was saying, the city would be responsible for the insurance on it and make the county the lost payee. What I was saying was you can do it either way. If you want to retain ownership interest in it, then you could still have it titled in your name and require the city to carry the insurance on it, and you could be named as the lost payee in the event there was an accident where you would get paid the insurance proceeds for it.
But that's not currently how it's set
That's
up,
not
right?
currently how it's set up, but since you're kind of starting over again with a new truck, you could do that.
But we won't actually be purchasing this truck. We're just gonna turn over this insurance check because that was part of what they had originally. Was that
I
previous
think
truck.
their plan is to sell off that truck once they get the new one.
Okay, all right.
So,
Still gonna provide the same service though, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
until the agreement either runs out or until we renegotiate a new agreement. Anyway, my question to the court is, would you vote to turn that insurance check over to
Make a
the
motion to
city?
give them the insurance check.
second.
Motion by Strunk and a second by Wilson. Any further discussion?
If we do this, then I will need some type of invoice from either the fire commission or the city in that amount, just so I'll have the paperwork to back up any check or payment I make to them.
We don't need a copy of the repairs to that fire truck where that money was used?
I thought they were buying a new one.
No, well, I don't know if they're gonna repair the current one or not. Oh, they're gonna buy a
The
new
way
one?
I understood
Oh, okay.
that they were gonna buy a new one with,
I didn't know if
They
they
were
were
gonna
gonna
use-
also repair the other one or not. So,
I take it that they're not gonna repair the other one, right? They're gonna sell it the way it is.
I was gonna say, yeah, I would think that would stay ours if we're gonna give them $90,000 or whatever the payment was. But I will need some type of invoice
From the city.
from from the city or the fire commission, considering it's our truck now, but the fire commission would be fine just to pay, the city of Somerset would be the payee, and for that amount. It's just clean paperwork for an audit trail.
so does that go through the fire commission?
The
part of
money
the
will come
budget?
out of the fire commission.
So it'll go into the fire commission's budget and then come back out?
It's already gone into the
So
fire
it's
commission's
already in
budget,
the-
yes, it
okay,
has.
So it'll be, a check will be written?
Yeah, it's
okay.
gonna be a wash.
Just so we,
It's gonna be a wash. So, that was just what I need.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. All right, with no further business, we'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Merry Christmas.
Motion and a second. All in favor? Merry Christmas, everyone.